All right, what's popping? So we got a leg day today, some powerlifting stuff, some bodybuilding stuff, sick pump all around. So let's get into it. Starting off with some single leg hamstring curls. On my leg days, I always like to warm up the hamstrings before I do my compounds. So I had squat and deadlift today, variations. So just before all that, get a nice pump in the hamstrings, make sure they're nice and warmed up. And my hamstrings are also kind of lacking behind my quads majorly, actually. So this is kind of good to just throw in first, get them activated before we get into the heavy stuff. So using the safety bar today, the SSB bar, just feeling it out. I always start with the empty bar no matter what exercise I'm doing. Just feel out the movement, make sure everything's warmed up, get the knees lubricated. So it's a 5-1-0 tempo, so 5 second eccentric, 1 second pause in the hole, and then just exploding on the way up. So just working our way up with the plates. I don't like to do a crazy amount of reps or anything on the warm-up sets, just 2, 3, maybe 4 total per warm-up set. Just get the nervous system activated, like I said, get the blood flowing and everything. So here we are with 1 plate, moving on to 2. I love this bar. It is far harder than the straight bar for me, so I feel like if I can make myself squat big weight with the safety bar, then the straight bar shouldn't be a problem. And then I compete in powerlifting, so obviously the straight bar is what I need to get good at. So if I can find a harder variation to make the straight bar feel easier, that's a good thing. So here we go with the 3rd plate, still just warming it up. I think I got up to about 490 something for the top set. The SSB bar I think is 60 pounds, so I don't even honestly know exactly what the top set was, but we got up to 4 plates, a 25 and a 10, so 492 maybe, something like that. So anyways, here we go, 3 plates, boom, boom, warm up, get the shit popping. 4 plates, just getting it active. And we're in the Dragon's Lair, best gym in Las Vegas, best gym in the world, to be quite honest. Great environment, super anabolic atmosphere. Everybody in there is a savage, getting after it, focused on their lift. Always a good time in there. So here we go. So still rocking with that tempo. See, I'm going nice and slow down. Good pause in the hole, dead stop, and then exploding out of it. And if you can land a bottle flip, that shit is anabolic. So here we go. I think this is my no, this is a working set right here. So it was a double, so 2. So like I was saying, we got the top set going on here. So this is going to be a double 2 reps. Still keeping that tempo. I like to just use variations that are harder than the regular lift. So that when I go to my competition style lift, that shit just feels like a breeze. So SSB bar, 5-1-0 tempo, top double right here. Boom, a little bit of a struggle. Shit was feeling kind of heavy today, but hey, we got the job done. And it was a 2x2 on the second set. I decided to drop it down, so we're here with 4 plates in the 25. Took the 10s off, 1 more double, and then a back down set after that. There we go, clean pause, boom. Just getting the work in. 15 weeks out from WRPF Nationals here in Las Vegas. So as I get closer to that meet, we'll get more specific with the competition style list. But for now, just working with the harder stuff, trying to build that strength. And then the big 3, hopefully, should feel like a breeze when we get to the meet. So this is the back off set. I think this was for 6. Same thing, still with the tempo. Last set of squats before I moved on to deadlift. But yeah, I really like this variation. If you've never used this SSB bar, they're badass. Super difficult. Makes your upper back work hard too. The weight's distributed. I don't know, something like that pronunciation. But the weight is kind of in a position that it's a little more forward than it would be on a back squat. So it's kind of trying to pull you forward. So your upper back has to really work hard. Your abs have to work hard just to keep yourself in the right position, not get thrown forward too much. So moving on to deadlifts. So we got paused sumo today. Sumo is my competition style. And then we're just throwing the pause in. My lockout is where I always end up failing my lifts. So I like these pauses a lot to try to combat that. So same thing with the squats. Just a couple reps on each warm-up set. Just get the feel for the movement. Make sure everything's feeling right. So we'll go from 2 plates straight to 4. Since I already squatted, there's no sense in, doing a whole bunch of extra warm-up sets. My body's already pretty primed with the hamstring curls, the squats, and then the pause sumo. So it's 4 plates for a couple reps. And then we're working all the way up to 585, so 6 plates for some triples. I have 3x3 with this. Deadlift's definitely my strongest lift, so I always like a good deadlift day. These are always fun. Moving on here. This will be the last warm-up set right here. Just hitting that for a single before we slap the last plate on and get the work going. And I always I never wear a belt when I deadlift. Something about it it's not very comfortable. I just don't feel right with it. And let's be honest, it's more alpha when you don't wear a belt to deadlift. So first working set right here, nice triple. Pound plates on the kabuki bar is honestly straight up cheating. This feels way easier than if we had the kilos on. But regardless, we're getting it done. So yeah, nice pause. Try to pause just below the knee and then just be really explosive and snappy on that lockout. If you struggle with your lockout, I suggest throwing these in. Good pause, and then really work on snapping the hips through. Imagine you doing a kettlebell swing to lock the bar out. That's a cue I like to use. And I think this is the last set right here. So this will be the third of 3 on the pause sumos with 585 pounds. And then we'll go into some accessory lifts after. Yeah, these were feeling like RP 7 today max. Might not look as easy as it felt, but these really did not feel too bad. Felt like I could have pulled 675 for a pause if I wanted to today, but we got to stay on program, stick with the plan. And then I threw in these nice little slow eccentrics on the last rep of those last couple sets just to get a little more work in. So like I said, the lift itself wasn't too difficult. So moving on to the accessories, started with some single leg back extension, hyper extension, whatever you want to call them. I like the single leg variation, a lot of single leg stuff. Just make sure both sides are nice and even. I kind of feel like my left leg is a little bit stronger than my right, so as much as I can, I like to isolate each individual leg, try to make sure they're both nice and balanced. But this is a good variation. I just kind of started doing these more recently. Single leg definitely puts the glute and hams to work, as well as the lower back. I don't mind having a little bit of a lower back pump on my leg days since we're already squatting and deadlifting. The lower back's going to get the work regardless of if you want to or not, so might as well give it a little bit of extra love as well. If you got a strong lower back, the rest of your body's going to be strong too, especially when you're deadlifting, you're a powerlifter in general. Having a strong lower back is definitely key. Prevent injury, be able to power through those heavy weights that are trying to bend your spine. So just recorded 1 set of each of the accessories. So we did that 1 single leg set of these extensions and then 1 with both. No weight or anything, just kind of getting a pump, getting a nice stretch, good squeeze at the top, really contracting the glutes. My glutes, I feel like, I don't have much of a problem there. Kind of blessed with my glute genetics. They've always been pretty decently big and strong, but the hamstrings kind of lackluster. So again, that's why I did the single leg hamstring curls in the beginning, and then wanted to throw these in too, just give them some more work. So I did 2 sets of the single leg and then 2 sets with the bilateral here. Then moving on, get a little quad work in. Same thing, single leg. Just make sure each individual leg is getting the love. So this is a nice little superset or drop set, whatever it's called, I guess. We're going single leg for about 15 reps on each leg and then jump right into both legs and just blast them, going to failure. I like to go to failure on pretty much all my accessories. What's the point of half-assing it and keeping reps in the tank? They're accessories, that you already do all the heavy stuff, keeping reps in the tank or whatever. You might as well blast them, push it to the limit on the accessories, just go to failure. How a real true savage would. So again, just recorded one set of each of these. This is a very nice like drop set. You can see me adding a little bit more weight before I go into both, doing the bilateral movement, just getting a sick quad pump. And then I think this was my second to last exercise. So I did 2 hamstring isolations, 2 quad isolations, and then the squat and deadlift as the main lifts. Moving on, my last leg movement, did some sissy squats, Tom Platt style hack squats. These are phenomenal. Absolutely blast the quad, especially after you get that pump on the leg extension. These just feel phenomenal. So I like to put my feet nice and low, just really drive the knees over the toes, stretch the shit out of the quads. Good squeeze as you press through to the top. Sticking to about 12, 15 reps on these. And then I just did 3 sets of all these accessories. You see me right there, kind of dying after that set. Those straight murder me. And then I threw in a little bit of abs. I like to do abs on my leg days since they're already getting a lot of work with the squat and deadlift. Isolate those a little too. I don't like to do a lot of obliques because I can already have a blocky waist. So just kind of train the like 6-pack muscles, if you want to call them that. But these cable crunches are really good. Just get a rope, hold it right over your head. Just kind of driving your elbows down towards your knees. Get a great ab contraction. So I threw 3 sets of these in. And then I didn't record it, but I threw some calves in, some standing calf raise on a calf machine. Just try to, more so just for my ankle mobility more than anything. Just getting that full range of motion with the calves, really open up the ankles. And then here we are with the pump. This is like midway through, so should have got one at the end. It would have been a little bit of a sicker pump, but about midway through pump right here. Quads were feeling all right, and that'll top it off. So thank you for watching. Hell yeah.